Okay, I wasn't recording, so now let me read this again. Last time, Mila and Hector took a trip to the Dyer Street O'Tullies to meet with an Anarch contact that Spider had set up for Mila. The handle Balls Deep turned out to belong to a female hacker of the Bruja clan, Emily, and Emily was open to sharing what it meant to be an Anarch, how Anarchs are treated in El Paso and other cities, and a little bit of extra knowledge on Valentina, the Anarch leader. Meanwhile, Jack and Jessica had returned to their old lives as best as they could. For Jack, that meant another gang lowlife killed on the streets. But while investigating that murder, the body of an 8-year-old boy was found in a dumpster only a few blocks away. For Jessica, her return to work met her with a young boy, also 8, who had not spoken for 2 weeks, nearly a week before his father had been brutally murdered. And now, here we are. It's a new night. Everybody make a rouse check, and I will make one for Jessica.
Rouse.
Did you do it, computer? It clicked on you.
Yeah, I clicked it too, and it seems to be slow.
Let's try again.
I clicked it and nothing happened to my hunger, so I'm
Yep,
guessing
nothing's happened for anybody that's clicked it. Well, that's weird. Testing? Well, that works.
See that? Yeah.
Okay.
Let me try a different one. I'll click a different thing.
I'm just gonna roll 1d10 for now. Okay, she passes. But that is supposed to work. Okay, well... Is anything else working?
I tried Frenzy, it didn't work.
Okay, let's try Performance Strength with no modifiers.
I rolled 2 d10s, it worked.
Okay. Well, that's weird.
It seems like the ones inside of the
Yep, in the
sheet.
in the
the
sheet are
sheet,
not
yeah,
working.
so they might be
Yeah,
having
something's not functioning as it normally should.
Let me go in there and try to reset something.
Yeah, because I know I
hopefully
haven't been
that'll
messing
work.
around with it.
Okay. Let me take off my API script and put it back on. I did this once before, but I don't think it was messing up everything like that, so might not be it. You guys probably need to leave the Roll20 game and then go back in a minute.
All right, I'll disconnect. I'll exit and then reconnect.
Okay. Restart API sandbox.
Tell me when.
Okay, just a second. Here, Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition dice mechanics. Let's disable it and then re-enable it. Enable. Okay, now let's go back in and see if it works. If not, then screw it, I'll play with it later. This was the only quick attempt I was going to do for right now.
Let's see.
Good
Something
work.
worked.
Milo.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, my thing's being weird. There we go.
Jack gets hungrier.
Dang it.
I rolled for Jessica already.
Well, I guess it's appropriate for what I'm gonna do later.
Yeah.
Or is that in the past?
No, we can do it now, so it's perfectly appropriate. Did you raise your hunger? It doesn't do it automatically.
Oh.
I thought it does.
Does it? I don't know. Oh, we were gonna check.
It didn't do it for me, so I'm gonna raise my hunger to level 2.
Okay. How about you, Serious Jess? Did you roll?
I did before, so you said it
Okay.
didn't count, right?
No, it counts. If you
Um,
rolled it before, that was fine.
Before I broke out and came back in,
Okay.
I hit the rouse button and nothing happened. So
Yeah,
I
that,
mean, does
that
that
didn't
mean
count because nothing happened. Yeah, go ahead and click it now.
the character sheet?
It's right at the
Core.
bottom.
Oh yeah, it's just not. This is weird. Why is it doing this?
Are you on your phone? That can make it difficult. I can click it for you if
No.
you'd rather.
Nah.
You got it?
Alright, I just clicked it.
Ooh,
Hunger Games.
got some hungry boys.
Did I get a Hunger Game?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, you go up to, I think just 2, I think. If I remember right.
Did you do one for,
For Jessica? Yeah, I did it when the rouse wasn't working. I rolled 1 and I got a 6.
Oh.
See, so that's weird because like I got the same. I guess I don't know if it was working before when I rolled it because I clicked it and then I didn't hear anything or anything.
Yeah,
I
it didn't do
this time.
anything. Unless you rolled
Oh,
a die individual off of the die roller, nothing happened when you clicked it before.
Oh, okay.
That's why I had to go fix it. The dice weren't rolling. I had to disable the dice roller and then re-enable it, and now it's working. Okay. So we gone over what happened last time, so we will go ahead and start our vampire story with Jack Levington. Go ahead.
All right. It's been a while since I was last year, but while you guys were off meeting anarchs and having fun, Jack was off being depressed and trying to figure out how to make his freaking life work. It's been hard. His family doesn't really understand what the condition is. On paper, his wife gets it. But of course, the idea that out of nowhere some diseases come into his life, some kind of allergy to the sun, does not seem very believable to Jennifer, his wife. But nevertheless, his family is trying to adapt to it. Not being with his family in the day and basically being asleep, locked away in his bedroom, in the guest bedroom actually, is strange. The shift to not been too much of an issue, and that's actually right for Jack, as he's able to actually feel comfortable acting as he normally would around his fellow police officers and detectives, because they're none the wiser of what's going on with him. And as the days go by, a sense of dread fills Jack's chest as he feels the hunger. A stirring desire for blood starts to fill his mind. He can't shake it.
About to check. Hey,
Though he knows he doesn't want to, he knows what he has to do. As a detective, it's not common that Jack gets to make an arrest. So, he comes up with a plan. He goes on an investigative patrol, as he puts it. Superficially, he is tracking potential targets, out on detective works. What do you tell anyone who's asking what he's doing? He's lucky that he's a detective and he's able to, chart his own course, per se. But in reality, he's waiting for a call, seriously to justify his response, in spite of him, patrolman. So he waits. He waits, call after call. Not what he needs, not something that can justify him arriving on scene. And then he catches a lucky comes in. We've got two black males who have busted into the 7-Eleven on 9th Street. It's an armed robbery. We need all units within a 3-mile radius to respond. Sirens blare on Jack's undercover car. Now's his chance. Shifts into 4th gear, starts going quick. Within 2 minutes, he's there. He busts through the door, gun up. This is the police. Put your hands up. One of them takes a quick look at the other. They both start to sprint out of the back door. Jack goes into pursuit. It's the first time he's moved with any intensity or purpose since his turning, and it feels good. He feels stronger than he was before. And something predatory with him is kicking in as he's pursuing the prey. Prey. They're not prey. They're people. Damn it. He keeps going. He's faster than he was before. He quickly catches up to one. Takes him to the ground. His strength is nothing in comparison. The struggle that normally could have been life or death, easy. He easily cuffs the first suspect, takes a look at the other as he runs. It's not difficult. Gains a sprint. Within 2 seconds, he's already on him. Knocked him down to the ground. Man hit his head against a light pole, bleeding heavily. For a second, Jack goes in to take a bite, just start to feast, but catches himself, realizing what would expose. So, he puts the cuffs on the others, pulls out his radio. Oh, sorry guys, my dogs are barking.
Sounds like
Hold on 1 second.
Welcome back. You're muted.
I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. That happens. Just drop out and come back.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
He had to go take care of his dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm back.
No problem.
It's just when my sisters got back and dogs go off and they're so loud, they'll just cover up everything. But anyway, where was I? That's right.
He hit his head, and you were trying not to feed on him.
Yeah. So he handcuffed the second suspect. Pulls out his radio. We need EMS to the 7-Eleven on 9th Street. We're about a block down. We need EMS. We've got a suspect bleeding heavily, and he stutters for a second. We need EMS quickly. That's all I have to say. He hangs up. Thrown off, not normally would be this uncomposed, be much more calm, but keeps looking, staring at the blood. And then he remembers his training, starts pushing pressure on the wound. Can't expose himself. Not now. Not this early. So, EMS arrives. Other police officers arrive. They take the first suspect. He's loaded into an ambulance. He's going to go to the hospital before he's arrested. After he's treated, he'll then go to jail. Another officer can take care of that one. One of the patrol officers initially insists that he'll take the other suspect to jail. Jack only had to respond because he was nearby, but now he can take care of it. But Jack insists otherwise. No. trust me, I've got this. Let me take care of the paperwork. You're new. You're a rookie. Just let me. I've got this one, all right? Thank you. Before he can even give a response, he takes the other suspect into his unmarked car, puts him in the back, and begins driving downtown, take him to the jail. Before he arrives, he takes a turn that he never normally would. On his way, he pulls into an abandoned parking garage, takes a ramp up onto a second story, looks around. What's going on? Suspect says in the back. Why are we here? Oh, don't worry. As far as you're concerned, you went straight to jail. And as Jack stares at the suspect, he sees a swirling in his eyes. Oh, sorry, I can't remember the name of the ability. Cloud memory, right?
Yep.
So, as the suspect looks into Jack's eyes, he sees swirling pools of, he doesn't know, something. Doesn't matter because he won't remember it. But he just stops. Well, actually, so this cloud memory, is this something that happens before or after the fact so that they don't remember?
After.
After, okay, yeah. Forget all of that. Don't worry, you won't remember this anyway. Jack steps out of the patrol car, walks to the back, opens the door. Now wait a minute, what are you about to do? Now hold on. The suspect starts to panic. He believes he's about to get beaten or worse. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, this isn't the case. Jack grabs him by his legs, pulls him, yanks him out of the car, slams him against the trunk. Just stay still. This won't last long. Pins his head down against the hood, or against the trunk of the car, and moves in to bite. Sweet relief. It's been a while. He hasn't had blood since he was given some by Prince James. He hates it, but he loves it. He can't help it.
So does the suspect. He loves it. He moans.
Oh, God. Oh, that's weird.
He's completely into it.
It just grosses me out. This is just me. Anyway. Once Jack is finished and he has his fill,
how much do you
he
take?
stands up.
How much do you take? So a human being can have 5. Okay? If you take 1, then he's going to be a little bit lightheaded. If you take 2, he's going to be quite a bit lightheaded and may need to go to the hospital. If you take 3 or 4, he needs immediate medical assistance, and if you take 5, he'll die.
I guess I'll take.
You cannot reduce your last point of hunger unless you kill him. So what are you at? 2 or 3?
I'm at 2.
You're at 2. So you only need to take 1. If you take 2, it's not going to make any difference because you can't get rid of that last point unless you kill him.
Yeah, so I'll take 1 pint of blood to reduce my hunger.
Yep, and that's the best way to do it because he just feels a little lightheaded, and he'll probably even reason it out as, you know, he bumped his head while you were putting him in the car.
Exactly.
Okay.
After Jack finishes feeding, he spins the suspect around on his feet. Now look into my eyes. What are you talking about? He stops. Mid-sentence. His eyes, pupils widen. Jack stares. Pools of swirling red patterns appear in his iris. You will not remember anything that just happened in the last 4 minutes. And with that, while the suspect is still in a daze, he puts him back into the squad car, into his undercover vehicle, and makes his way out of the abandoned parking garage, back on his way to jail. Finish the arrest. Nothing happened.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Okay. So everybody is on with your normal night. Jessica is at work. Mila and Hector, I don't really know what you guys are doing with your next night, but it is about 11 p.m. when you guys get a beep on the beeper that Prince James gave you. And it flashes with a phone number that you are supposed to call immediately. All three of you. Well, all four of you, really. Jessica, too.
I call it.
Same.
Where are you at?
I assume I'm just probably at the
At the hotel?
hotel.
Okay, then you don't have a problem finding a phone. I just want to remind you guys that it's not... You probably don't have a phone in your pocket. Only about
I'd be
1/3 of
at-
people have a phone in their pocket at this time. But people with a real job, like Jack, they carry a beeper. This is the beeper phase.
Is there like a gym or something at the hotel?
Yes.
Or would that I'd
Yes,
have
there
to go
is.
that has like punching bags and stuff?
Sure. There's definitely a workout place at the gym. But yeah, there could be because this is a vampire hotel, so
Yeah.
there's gonna be a training area for,
Okay.
there's probably
That's
even
right.
a shooting range.
So then I'll just go up to my room and call from my room.
Okay.
My guy, Hector was observing his relatives and like people he used to know as friends. He was just out, still just kind of observing them from the shadows and trying to figure out how and if he wants to re-engage with them. So that's when he gets the call. He's still kind of just stalking everybody,
Okay.
and he can call from a payphone.
Yeah, there are payphones all over the place. Every gas station has 2 or 3 payphones. So
Yep.
yeah, they're everywhere. And Jack is probably at the police station, I imagine. Okay, so you guys all call, and you get an automated message, and it says, "Come to the Rose Hotel immediately." And then a few seconds pass, and then it says it again. "Come to the Rose Hotel immediately."
Rose Hotel. Is that where we are staying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that's
And
all
it keeps
says?
saying it pauses for a few seconds and then says it again until you guys hang up.
Okay, Hector does that.
Jack will do the same.
Okay.
I guess I'll go down to the lobby. I mean, it doesn't say specifically where to go, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so you go to the lobby,
Yeah.
and there's the
again.
lady who was there when you very first arrived the very first day.
Okay.
Oh, Miss Mila, please head up to the top floor.
Okay. I go to the top floor.
Okay, and the same will be when you guys arrive too, but it's probably not going to be for like 20 minutes or so. 'Cause you got to get here. Okay, so Mila has like 20 minutes without you guys if she wants to talk to Prince James. So you get up there, and Prince James is sitting in his simple wooden chair by himself. And there's one of those black suited guards by the elevator when you come in, and he just nods his head. "Miss Mila."
Hello.
And after you've taken a few steps into the room, then Prince James stands up from his simple, old-timey wooden chair. "Mila! You must have been here at the hotel.
Yes, I was.
I'm sure your compatriots will be here soon. Please have a seat." And he motions over towards those super fancy, nice couches.
Okay. I sit on my usual spot now.
Okay. There's no one else here. It's just you and him and the one guard at the elevator. Unless
Okay.
there are those invisible, gross-looking people.
Okay.
Because they're, they could always be anywhere.
Shadow. Stop it. I'm trying to think how to word what I want to ask him.
Okay, is Mila taking a while to put it together, or is just Lynn taking a while to put it together?
I would think Mila is. So she seems
All right,
like
let me
she's
check
walking
his level of
through-
whatever it's called, the thing where you read people, and if it's good, then he'll be like, so you need to talk about something. But if it's not good, then he's
Yeah, I
not
think
gonna
for
follow
the
it.
most part, I think it seems like you can, depending how he rolls, that she's realizing she has the opportunity to talk to him privately, but she doesn't really know
Oh,
how to
he's
approach
got
it.
5 insight.
Oh,
Damn, this guy's fucking loaded with stuff. I must have made him before. Well, I wanted him to be super badass. Okay, let me make an insight and wits. 0. What do you roll? 4 successes.
well, that should do it.
Yep.
I have 4.
So
insight.
he looks over you and kind of just cocks his head to the side a little bit. Is there something you needed to talk about?
I don't really know how to bring it up, but I have had nothing but blood bags or blood from here so far. And I feel very much like I don't want to just feed off of random people.
Okay.
And how do I approach this? I want to.
He stands up and moves over and settles into the couch across from you.
Okay.
You can feel his presence suddenly kick on, and it just gives this air of not only authority, but calm. Makes it easier for you to talk to him. And it raises his charisma from either 4 or 5, whatever he had, to +5.
Okay. Well, you know that I was turned because I murdered somebody.
Yes.
And the person that turned me, or the embrace that turned me, I guess?
Yes, embrace is the term.
Okay. That turned me, I guess, liked what they saw or was impressed by what they saw or whatnot and thought that I could be useful. So, coming from that, I enjoyed killing him. I planned it out. I knew how I was going to do it. I was excited to rid the world of him, and I have 0 regrets.
And that's probably what made her decide you would be a good fit to the Banu Hakim.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So now I want to do that again. And that would be the person that I would prefer to feed on.
So you're asking for permission to kill a human?
Yes.
Okay. For the
Of
purpose
course,
of
one
feeding.
that deserves it. One that, like this particular one, I don't know how much you know actually, but this particular one, was going to kill his son. I know he was. And I needed to step in before that happened. So, somebody like that. Not just any person walking the streets type of thing.
It wasn't just his son either. He was the primary suspect for several other murders of young boys.
Wait, he was?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm the one that contracted your sire to kill him. I wanted to make sure it was done clean and in a way that didn't break the masquerade. So, here's the deal I'll make with you, Mila. As you know, in my city, it's illegal to kill a human. I want you to come to me with your target, Well, either to me or to my sheriff, the Rat King. Have you met the Rat King?
No.
Okay, well, we'll set that up. But you can either come to me or to the Rat King
Okay.
and discuss the target, and we will make sure that you've done your homework and make sure this is someone we want to remove from the community. And if it is,
Okay.
then you'll be free to hunt and feed.
Okay.
But make sure that the body is destroyed. If too many bodies show up
Mhm.
bloodless, then it's going to draw attention. So the body needs to be destroyed.
Would you happen to have someone that could maybe accompany me at least the first time to kind of just...
Absolutely. I think I'll send the Rat King to accompany you.
Okay. Thank you. I would appreciate that.
Unless your sire shows up in the next couple of days or whenever you have a target.
Mhm. Well,
then by all means, we'll let her accompany you.
I have targets just because of what I was doing, but...
Okay, then gather your information so you can show it to us.
Okay.
And we will make the decision on whether this individual is enough of a monster to remove from the community.
Okay. Will do.
And
Thank
we
you.
will be a little strict on you on this. So
Mhm.
it's not going to be, don't assume it's 100% every time. You know,
Mhm.
do your due diligence and make sure that your target is someone that we will want removed.
Okay.
There's a line I draw.
Mhm.
And, if he doesn't quite meet that line, then, he may still be redeemable. And we don't want to murder people that still have a chance to redeem themselves. We only want to murder people that are a danger to their community.
I agree.
But some people need to be removed. So I have absolutely no problem with this as long as you stay above board and make sure that, that the kill is official.
Okay. Will do.
Which, shouldn't be against you anyway. So you want to make sure that you do your research and make sure it is someone you want to remove. And you just need to get our approval.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I'll set up for you to meet the Rat King as soon as possible. It won't be tonight. I have another plan for you guys tonight.
Okay.
Okay, this is about the time that Hector and Jack arrive. Well, and Jessica arrived too, but she's not going to talk much.
Yeah, I was wondering, would I have overheard any of that about what you were talking?
I really doubt it.
About?
If you had arrived before they were finished talking, they would have went to hushed voices. So
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, you guys arrive. If you want to arrive together and have a little conversation in the lobby, you're welcome to that. Or if you want to come in one at a time, however you want.
How you feeling, Hector?
I'm good. Just out observing my old life, trying to figure out if I want to get, how I'm gonna keep interacting with these people, or if I have to just let them go. How about you?
Same spot. Exact same spot.
What's that?
I said I'm in the exact same spot. Let's just see if we can make the best of this.
Yep. You ready to go up and see? I'm assuming you got the same message as me.
Yep. Ready as I'll ever be.
Now let's do it.
Okay, you make your way up. And as you enter, Prince James, who was lounging on the super fancy couch with Mila, he stands up to greet you. Welcome! Welcome, Mr. Perez and Mr. Levington. And Miss Warren. We'll say she comes up with you, too.
Your Majesty, how are you this evening?
Just Prince. My Prince is the proper...
That was a joke.
It was a joke. My Prince is the proper way, but I'm okay if you call me James.
Okay.
So, and he walks back over to his wooden chair, and there's a legal-sized manila envelope on a little table next to his chair, and he picks it up, and he walks over and hands you guys. He holds it out, so whoever's going to take it will get it.
I'll take it.
Okay. And he says, I need you to deliver this to the hands of Vincent. I have a car waiting for you downstairs.
Vincent.
He's the primogen of the Bruja clan, and he works out of a gentleman's club called Noche Vida.
Huh.
Out on the east side of town, off of the interstate.
I'm aware of the location, though, of course. I've only been in there on raids.
Sure you have. You're a married man. I'm sure you've stopped by a time or two. He seems to be.
Did he hand the
He seems to be
folder over
judging
anyone?
you for, like with against his jest. He's kind of judging your face and how you respond.
I mean, this is perfectly honest what he said earlier. He's only been in there on police raids.
Yeah, but he's judging. Okay, so that's what he's gonna get out of it, and you didn't joke around with him or anything. So okay. He's still trying to get, trying to feel you guys out and see where you're standing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as well as that, those of you that have not been staying at the hotel, he's also trying to get a sense of how you're doing. So, before you guys take off, is there anything you needed to talk to me about? Now, Hector and Mila, we had a little bit of conversation last night. But if anything new has come up, I'm all ears. I don't have anything to do tonight. And he sits back down in his old wooden chair.
Can you remind Lynn who Vincent is?
You have not met Vincent.
I know, but what do we... I know that...
Okay, so...
We discussed him with Emily.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You discussed him with Emily a little bit. You
Oh,
discussed
he's
him
the
with...
He's the one that's doing, human trafficking and stuff,
That's
right?
what Emily said, yes.
Yes.
You've only heard that from Emily.
Drugs and stuff like that is what
Yes.
Prince James said? Or no?
Yes.
I was still Emily.
Prince James said that he had a hand in the criminal enterprises of the city.
So he's kind of like a mob boss.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. That's what I thought. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, feel free to take notes on stuff.
I know, I should. I trust
So
you,
this...
I should not.
So this Vincent, is he the only vampire at this establishment, or?
Oh no. His club is kind of the vampire club, as you say it.
Right.
A lot of the kindred in the city hang out there. It's kind of a place to get to know each other. It's not an official... I can't remember the word right now. Enter word. And you guys don't recognize the word he uses that I don't remember? Anyway. But, and then he gives a little explanation of it. Being where vampires, kindred, are not supposed to use any powers on each other. Everybody's supposed to get along. It's not as official as that, but it is like a low level of it, an unofficial sense of it, an unwritten rule. You're not supposed to be there if you're meaning any harm to other kindred.
Is the word sanctuary?
No,
I'm
it's not. It's a kindred word, and I can't remember it, and I don't even know where to look it up right now. So I'll look it up later.
That's fine. So we just need to deliver this envelope.
I had that word in my head earlier today. Now I lost it. Yes, we just need to deliver that envelope to the hands of Vincent. Don't give it to one of his cronies. I need you to deliver it to him personally.
Okay. And I'm assuming we're not to know what is within the contents of it.
No, you don't need to open it.
Understood.
My prince.
Yes.
We've heard some things about Vincent.
What have
and
you
it's
heard?
kind of heard that he's as you said, he's kind of the criminal or enterprise arm
Yeah,
of your
that's pretty true.
kingdom. One of the things that really concerns me is that his name or the human trafficking was brought up in association with his name.
Really? Well, I try to keep a good track
Yeah.
of him and make sure nothing like that is going on. So if that's going on, I'll find out about it. But I do not think that he has his hand in any human trafficking at this time. At least not of the variety that you might be thinking of. I do know that he runs a few coyotes to bring people from Mexico to here, and then he offers them jobs at his club, but they're not being slaves. They're not against their will at all.
Okay.
So he's not shipping them in a box or killing them when they get across the border. He's taking care of them. It's a good way to get cheap labor, but not slave labor, if that makes sense. But I do know he does it, so I keep an eye on it to make sure that that he doesn't cross a line. You'd be surprised how hard it is to be prince. I have to keep track of the dealings of all the clans and make sure none of them are crossing any lines. Meanwhile, all of them are conspiring against me. So, yeah.
Sounds difficult.
Well, it gets a little easier after you've been doing it for 100 years.
Shall we
But
return to you, our
Vincent
prince?
is not a really good guy, so I don't expect you to be particularly impressed with his ways. But he is the Bruja Primogen. He's the Bruja boss, and he's an important part of this city. And you need to know who he is and how to deal with him. So, let's stop hiding under the bush and send you to meet him.
After we deliver the envelope, should we return to you, our prince?
I don't have anything to do tonight. If you want to come and hang out, yeah, we can do something. I don't know. Or if you need to go back to work, it's fine. You don't need to come back.
Okay.
Unless if he gives you something to return to me, then bring it back to me.
Yes, sir.
How do I address him? Being that he's my clan's leader.
I honestly don't know. So the proper title is Primogen. But I don't know how he's going to want you to address him. He's not prince, he's not lord, he's not king, he's nothing. Primogen. Or just call him by his name. Vincent.
Okay.
If he's unsatisfied with that, he might give you something to call him specifically that, vampire posturing. Make sure you know your place. You have to call him what he wants to be called. He might do that. Sometimes he's an asshole. But at the same time, there's something said to be making sure that you know your place. It helps you keep out of trouble. So, I'm on his side with that. Just because I'm a little loosey-goosey with titles doesn't mean everybody is, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
Shall we be going?
Let's do it.
Okay. When Jessica gets here, when Janina gets here, we'll give her a chance to ask we'll go back and see if there was anything she wanted to ask Prince James before she left. Okay.
Does anyone need a ride?
Oh, I have a car
I
for
do.
you.
Oh. Okay.
I suppose if you want to take your own car instead, just
No,
let her know.
I prefer your own. It decreases the odds that I'd be recognized at that establishment. So Jack's gonna actually walk up and expectantly put his hand out for the keys.
Oh, I have a driver for you. She's
Oh.
already waiting for you. I'm sorry, I guess I
I'm
wasn't
not
clear
used
when
to
it said a
that.
car. Usually my cars come with drivers.
All right, thank you then.
I still have it on Jack Music. Let's take off Jack Music.
Jack Music's best music, though.
Yeah, put it back on City of the Disturbed Music.
No.
Okay.
So if everyone gets in the elevator to go down,
Yep, you guys are all in the elevator.
okay.
Lynn's still here? I haven't heard you say
As we're-
anything for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're going down, I'm just gonna remark, cheap labor, but not slave labor, giving them a way of life. That's a kind way to put prostitution and trafficking. Makes it sound like they had a choice when they came across.
My thoughts too.
Let's just all be careful with our thoughts when we're around anyone that is a direct subordinate, such as the driver. I trust you all a little bit more because I know you're all recent, like me, and we're all new to this. But other people would probably be more, would more easily snitch. Comments like that.
It's true. Ugh.
Okay, you guys get down to the lobby.
Okay. I'll walk up to the receptionist.
Mhm.
I believe Prince James has prepared a driver for
James.
us.
She corrects you as you say that. James. Or Mr. Clark. Those are the terms you use when you're in public.
Oh, when we're not.
Um,
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your correction.
Yes. Your car is outside. And she motions, and pulled up in the front, right in front of the door, is one of those huge, big, black SUVs. And there's a Hispanic Mexican lady in her mid-30s or so, leaning up against the car with a cigarette. She is also in one of those black suits, but, it's a feminine suit, but it's still one of the same kind of black suits as the rest of the guards that you've seen around.
Oh, no, never mind. And she
I walk up to her.
I was hoping
I-
it's the same one we gave the milkshake to.
Nope, it's not.
Dang.
I walk up to her with a smile and say, are you our driver?"
Mr. Hector Perez? She flicks the cigarette out and stomps it out. I forgot my name. Sasha Ruiz. And I'm your
What is
driver
it?
tonight.
What was her name again?
Sasha Ruiz.
Okay. Okay, sounds good, Sasha. Take us to Noche Vida, please.
Yes, sir. She opens up the door for you guys to climb in.
I get in.
Me too.
Same.
And Jessica's silent form climbs in as well. Okay, she closes the door, goes around, gets in the front, checks her mirrors, puts on her seatbelt, starts up the car, and you are away. Okay.
While we're in transit, I'm gonna ask just general. So I don't expect anything to happen, but in case we're in some kind of dangerous scenario, of the three of you, do any of you have any experience in any form of combat? If that makes sense to you?
Yeah, I can fight.
I can fight too.
All right.
Does Hector take a look
Well-
at Mila? Give a
I
quick
take a look
concept. Give a quick combat sense of Mila.
Yeah.
She's sitting on a physical form of about 2 strength, 3 dexterity, and 2 stamina. As you know,
Okay.
she says she can fight, and you just take a glance, and she's not incredibly weak, but she also doesn't look like she's definitely not your class of fighter.
Yeah.
What's her posture like? Things that I can,
Okay,
could
yeah,
observe.
let's take a look at. She's
Yeah, well,
sitting on a novice level brawl. And what's 2 points? Competent, adept, and 2 points in melee. You're really not that familiar with melee, so that would be hard to judge. But yeah, she's looking on. She's had a little bit of hand-to-hand combat training, like she took a defense class or something. She learned how to poke her rapist eyes in the, poke her fingers in the eyes and then kick him in the nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Is he looking at me like he's trying to?
Well, with your level of insight, you know what he's looking at you for. After you said that, and then he glanced at you.
Well, I don't think Hector's really gonna be like, he's not like derisively looking at it. Like it's not, he might just
you
glance
just took
over
a glance and be
just
like,
as they're-
yeah, no, she's definitely not buff. Yeah, but she might be a little quick.
yeah.
I'm not the strongest, but I know how to use my handgun and.
Are you
any
armed,
other
by the way?
firearm.
Are you bringing it with you?
Oh yeah, I assume that I will keep it on my person in any situation where I'm allowed to have it.
Okay, unless you say otherwise, we'll assume that you're armed.
Yeah.
Do you only
exactly.
have your main, or do you have like another one on your ankle?
He only keep his main sidearm. He wouldn't have a backup on him.
Okay.
So he would just have his normal 9mm.
That gives a +3 if you want to. Somewhere on your character sheet is a weapons page, or not a page, but is it in details? Yeah, if you scroll through details all the way, there's a weapons. What does that pull up? Names, you just write in Big Betsy, whatever. Type handgun, or a 9mm Glock, or whatever. Its damage value is 3. That's what a 9mm is.
All right, I'll add one while we're doing this stuff.
Okay, so your driver, she is, despite the fact that she checked her mirrors and everything all out of the book, now she's driving with one hand and glancing back at you guys and says, "So how's your night going?"
Okay.
Good.
It's happening.
Yeah.
What you gonna do at the Noche Vita?
It's a simple delivery.
That's all anybody does there. I think you guys are all lying to me. And she pulls up onto the freeway. It's I-10. Is the Noche Vida is out on the east side of town, so she's taking you eastward, away from the mountain. Okay, and she goes for about 5 minutes or so, and then pulls off the freeway. And then, onto the main access road, and the main access road of the interstate. Here in the city, it's lined with shops and restaurants, and it'll have like big chain store restaurants, and then right next to it is the tiniest little mom and pop restaurant where the entire building is only worth $10,000. And then right next to that would be a Walmart. So it's very mixed between businesses that are well-to-do and businesses that probably get shut down, and there's a new business there every year.
See.
You guys have anywhere you need to stop before we get there?
No.
You guys have all fed?
Well, yep.
Oh, also, Hector, your hunger went up from your rouse check, right?
Right.
It was very easy for you to get a glass from the hotel before your evening started if you wanted to. You could take yourself back down to 1. All you had to do was, call the operator and request something.
Okay.
Request something white or black. Yeah.
I'll have done that.
Okay. So you can take your hunger back down to 1. And okay, so you guys, she turns left, so you're going underneath the bridge that is the interstate, right? And then you go through the light, you go down a little ways, you pass by another Otoli's, and across the street from that Otoli's is a McDonald's. Then you come to another light, and you were stopped at this light. You're the second car. There's another car in front of you at the light. The time is roughly about 30 past midnight. So you guys are sitting here, and all of a sudden, you hear a scream from outside. And then another scream. And I am going to change my music. And a couple of people go running by.
I like that music.
Yeah. So they go running by from the right side of the road across it, screaming and running as fast as they can, and looking behind them. One guy trips and falls in the middle of the street, scurries himself back to his feet, and keeps on running. What the fuck is going on? Sasha says. And she's looking.
Does she stop the car?
Well, the car is stopped at a red light.
Okay. Hold on, we may need
Can
to see
we
what's
see?
going on.
No, you
Can
don't
we see
see anything yet, no.
Can I step out of the vehicle?
Yeah. Step out of the vehicle.
Me too.
Me too, or 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a hand on my.
As you guys
my glove.
step out of the vehicle, another car that is perpendicular across from you. You guys are both waiting at lights. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey Gina.
Hey.
Here, but I'm
Welcome.
not here. I left my.
You what? Still here? Did I go out?
No, I hear you.
She's
Okay.
here, but not here, from what I
Oh,
understand.
okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, so she's probably here, but like not ready yet.
Okay.
So we can just
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Okay, so on the perpendicular to the right of you guys, you know, they're also stopped at the red light, and that car suddenly lurches. It bounces onto its side as you guys are climbing out. The car just bounces to the side like it was hit by a rhino. Something hit it. It went forward a couple of feet and it flipped over onto its side. And the guy inside screams. And then, a second later, a man jumps up onto the top of that car. Well, onto the, the side of the car, because the car's on its side. And I will describe him real quick. This is a huge Mexican man in black jeans and a black tank top with a shaved and tattooed head and a goatee. He's not that physically tall, only about 5'10", but the man is wide with arms thick around like tree trunks, and he is in a three-point stance on top of that car. And you can see as he practically roars into the night, you can see the vampire fangs on his face. And the people are running and screaming. And the guy inside the car that he just knocked over is screaming. And then he pulls out a submachine gun and just starts blasting the car that is in front of your car, riddling it with holes. And the guy inside that just, he screams and he ducks down, behind the console.
I'm gonna yell, this is the police, put your hands up. I'm gonna draw my firearm and point it at him.
I'm gonna break to the right and try to flank the guy. Let him see him. Maybe sneak up behind him.
Mila?
I want to go invisible, but I don't remember where it says how. Oh, okay.
All the powers that you have are listed in the journal now.
Oh.
So you can always go and look them up.
Player, no, discipline powers. Okay.
It's under obfuscate. You're hiding. I think unseen passage is what you have.
I have
Silence of death and unseen passage.
What the heck is it? Where does it say that?
Okay, so you see where it says obfuscate, powers 2 or whatever? There's a little arrow to push, and then it pulls
I
down.
knew there was. Okay, yeah. I knew there was something freaking hiding. Okay.
It says, with this power, the vampire can now move around while staying hidden. The user is functionally invisible for the usual obfuscate limitations. It costs a rouse check, and as long as the user emits no overpowering odors and no sound louder than a whisper, this power automatically works. Only if the observer has their attention drawn to the user can they make a detection roll.
Okay. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do
Okay, you make a rouse check, and you are now invisible.
Okay.
Okay. You had to wait until he wasn't looking at you, because he's glancing over all of you guys. So as soon as his vision cleared from you, then you turn invisible. You can't do it while he's looking at you. But he didn't look at you for longer than half a second.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna.
Did you make your rouse check?
Yeah.
Okay, and you passed.
And then I want to walk around, kind of like where I'm behind him.
Okay.
And then I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna kind of wait and see what happens. But I'm ready to do something if needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does not. He does not put his hands up. But he does get this big grin on his face.
Oh goodness.
Is there some kind of like initiative here, like in D&D, or like
no.
determined order? how we're doing this, or no?
I forgot how it goes. I believe ranged combat goes, and then close combat goes, and then movement. Ranged combat, and then already established close combat, and then new close combat, and then movement. So
Okay,
it happens in cycles like that.
Okay.
So this is our this is kind of our introduction to combat here.
Yeah. So, okay. So
first,
start with ranged
combat. First, I want you guys to each tell me what your plan is for this next turn.
Okay, I'm going to. So I'm just trying to get a mental idea. I'm imagining that we're at this four-way intersection,
yes,
right?
You're at a four-way intersection. There's a
the car that he lit up. Is it? Are they like?
It is in the intersection on its side, and he's on top.
Oh, so
of it.
he shot the car that he jumped on top of.
Okay, no. He shot a car that is in front of you at the traffic light. You guys
Yeah, I'm
were
asking about that car. Is that car moving at all?
No.
Okay, I'm going to.
Do we see blood or anything like he had shot people?
Is that what you're gonna do with your turn?
Smell it? Oh,
not yet.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just asking.
Yeah, that's okay. My plan would be, is I need to get some cover, so I'm gonna try to slide across that car's hood so that I'm, like behind, like.
Okay.
So I've got the hood of the car between me and the shooter, because that's the only part that'll actually give any real good cover.
Right.
And then I'm gonna actually start to shoot at him.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Okay, Milo, what are you doing? You were already invisible. You already made your way a little bit around behind him.
Yeah, I think I'm still kind of. I don't want to jump him yet or anything like that. So I think I'm just watching on alert.
Okay,
ready.
then you're going to take a look at that that first car, the one that he just threw bullets all over in, and see if you can, without going in it or anything, just spot if the guy looks like he's alive or not.
Okay.
Okay, Hector, what are you doing?
I'm going to.
You've already kind of moved to a flanking side.
Can I use two of my skills at one time?
What are you trying to do? What are they?
So I want to use fleetness to close the gap between me and him really quickly,
Okay.
but like get behind him. Right.
Okay.
So it gives me dizzying speed to get behind him, and then so that would be my celerity aspect. But then my guy is like super strength, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know that. I don't know if lethal body helps against vampires.
It doesn't.
But it doesn't at all.
No.
Oh.
It says in there that it works on mortals. That it's for ripping mortals apart, something like that. I can read it to you real quick.
So
Potence,
I just read it. But like, is potence at all a factor then? Because of the only skill I have.
Prowess is. Do you have prowess yet?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, I just have the potence.
Yeah. You have potence and you have
whatever
lethal
it is.
body, right?
Right. So.
So it's I mean, the mechanics behind it is that you feel a little stronger, but you don't have. I mean, the lore behind it, but you don't have enough bonus strength to give you a mechanical strength yet.
Okay. Well, I guess just use my celerity to close that gap, and from behind him, just donkey punch him in the back of the head.
Okay. Let me look at.
Actually, I'm gonna come with
the mass.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do a
fleetness.
not a donkey punch. I forgot. I don't. Because my strong hand is my right. So instead, and remember, half of my right hand is missing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna close that gap, and then rain down a 12-6 elbow, like from top down.
Okay.
Straight onto like the top of his head.
Okay. Non-combat dexterity test once per turn. You can also make it like. So, fleetness, the mechanics to fleetness are, it gives you bonus for non-combat dexterity tests, but the main point for combat is once per turn you can use it when defending with dexterity and athletics. So, like, you can use it to dodge bullets.
Wait, isn't that?
Yeah, this is fleetness.
I
So
thought
there,
rapid reflexes was for dodging bullets.
rapid reflexes is more for not being surprised.
It says instantly can vampire instantly and can react to them with super alacrity and observe incoming projectiles.
Yeah.
And to the extent
Vampires
that they
suffer
attempt
no
to dodge
penalty to the
arrows and
defense
heated
pool
bullet.
for lack of cover. Yeah, so that is also.
That's
fleetness.
rapid reflexes. But
Yeah, fleetness.
Right.
Well, dexterity and athletics is the roll that you make when you're making any kind of defense. So, it's not only dodging bullets, but it's also like if 5 guys are trying to jump you and you're doing the Spider-Man thing, where you're just like
Right.
avoiding blows. Yeah,
Right.
that's what it is. So what
right,
this
so
is going to
none
do
of my skills
is
really
you
have
did
me,
have
which
you do have a dexterity roll to climb up onto the car, and I'm not gonna.
Okay.
You're not gonna have to make that test because of your fleetness.
Okay.
Okay. Now, does fleetness have to activate? So fleetness does have a round check, and it will last for the entire scene. So if you want to activate it, you can, or if you don't think it's worth it just for the roll to climb up on the car, then don't activate it yet. It's up to you.
Yeah, I won't activate it.
Okay.
And by the way, when I roll up on this guy, I want to start with that elbow, but I mean, my intent is to just keep swinging at him until he drops.
Okay. Janina. Jessica. Are you here?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, so have you been able to catch into what the situation is at all?
So there's a lot of gunfight going on right now.
Okay, so here's what the situation is. You guys were stopped at a red light. There was a car in front of you. A couple of people went by screaming, and then a car from the right side got hit into the intersection and landed on its side like it was hit by another car or hit by a rhino. And then this really thick, muscled Mexican dude jumped up on top of it, pulled out a submachine gun machine pistol, and just unloaded it into the car that was in front of you. And all 3 of your companions got out of the car, and I don't know if you're probably still in the car, like what the fuck to do. So what are you doing?
So get out and trying to figure out what I can do.
Okay, so you get out of the car too. Do you take cover, or what do you mean? What's your plan?
Initially, yes.
Okay, so you get out, move behind the car, take some cover.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I can do as a entity. I mean, pretty much.
You're not
All
much
the-
of a
all the,
combat character. Let me see what you got
Yeah.
available for you as far as vampire powers.
I mean, I can see the unseen. I should probably do that.
Yeah. What else you got? Premonitions, and you've got cloud memory. So, other than sense the unseen, you don't have a whole lot of things to contribute to a combat
Okay.
situation. So your best bet is probably to not get shot.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll just try to see the unseen and
Okay.
take cover and
So
see
you
if
take
there's
cover,
anything I can
take cover,
from
and
this.
click your eyes into seeing ghost mode.
Cast
Yeah.
the magic missile.
Cast magic missile.
I
Okay.
cast magic missile.
So the guy on top of the car, he drops the magazine out the bottom and slides a new magazine in there, and he and Jack have a contested firearms roll. He's getting -2 to the roll because he took a minor action to reload.
All right. So just do my firearm skill,
Yeah, you do firearms and wits.
and it says an input value, what would I put for that?
0.
No. It doesn't give me a 0. It's talk about what beforehand.
What?
Where it's like strength, dexterity, stamina.
Okay, so start with the firearms. Click on firearms, and then you'll pull down wits.
So pull down wits is the one I use.
Yes. So it'll be firearms and wits. And then it'll ask you for a modifier.
Modifier, no modifier.
He gets a modifier of -2. Okay. What did, you got 6 successes. He got 1. He got 2. How come it rolled him funny? Oh, I didn't give him a hunger die. That's why it rolled him funny. No, he has one. How come it didn't? Oh well, whatever. He's got 2. Both of his dice were success. They're both a 6 and a 9, and you have 6.
Okay.
So the difference is what we call the margin, and it's a firefight. This is you're shooting up at him from behind your cover. He dropped his magazine, clicked a new one in there, and unloaded at you. And he is also moving just a little bit over to the side to take cover behind the thing. And you have 4 successes over his 2. So you take that 4, and you add it to the gun, the gun damage thing that I gave you. 3.
Okay, so would that be 7 damage?
7. Okay. Then I'm not sure if it gets rounded up or rounded down. Let me take a note to look it up later, and for right now we will round it up. Rounded up. So we're gonna round everything up tonight. So vampires only take half damage from bullets. This shot that you just had on him for 7 damage would have killed.
Be rounded.
It would have killed a human with 4 stamina, and you have probably never met a human with 5 stamina. So that was a very good shot. He took 4 damage.
Okay.
So I mark off 1, 2, 3, 4 from him, and these are superficial damage. They won't kill him. So not only is he taking half, but they're also superficial wounds. Whereas to a human, not only would he have not taken half, he would have taken the whole thing, they also would have been serious. So you would have killed a human. But it only seems like a superficial wound to him. Okay? But you won that firefight. His shots went into the hood of the car, your shots went into him. And it wasn't just one shot, this was a few that went off.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next thing...
Does he get a negative modifier because he's out in the open? I was just thinking about this because it says that, like...
he moved a little bit with it, and he is taking position on the other side. So now you are climbing up on
so
top
I don't
of
even
the
have
car.
to climb.
Yeah.
But I don't even have to... If he's on the other side, I don't even have to climb
You were
on
about
the
to
car,
climb up, but he's moved over to the side of it, so now you just move around the side. And
Nice.
you move over... So the next phase after combat would have been already established melee combat. We don't have any of that. So the next one is new established melee combat, and that's you. Hit him!
Oh, I thought brawl. Wouldn't I be brawl instead of melee? Because melee doesn't that involve
Well, yeah,
a weapon?
it's brawl. I'm just using melee in D&D terms.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's brawl, you're right.
Cool. So what do? I roll a brawl check?
Yes, it is dexterity and brawl, or well, brawl and dexterity. We'll say it that way because that's where I want you to click, because it's easier to pull down when there's only 9 attributes instead of pulling down when there are 30.
I thought I just clicked it, but I didn't see anything happen.
No.
Try it again?
Try again. Okay, try closing your character sheet because you might have the pop-up. There's a pop-up that
there it
asks
goes.
you
Okay,
if there's a modifier, and your modifier is 0.
Dexterity?
Yeah.
To brawl with dexterity? Is that what it's doing?
Yes, it's brawl and dexterity.
Modifier 0. Okay. And until the second. Alright.
Okay,
Did you
so
get to roll?
you got 2 successes. He didn't do any kind of defense because he attacked. So you got, so you add that 2. And how the fuck does, you know, I looked up how to do it with weapons and shit. I think you just do 2. And if he was a human, you would be adding damage from your body thing. So you punch him for 2 or do your whatever you were doing. And that hits him for 1 because it is superficial. But you clock him upside the head or whatever it was you were going to do.
He came down with a hard elbow to the top of his crown.
Yeah. Maybe even climbed on top of the car and came down, yeah.
I just did a flying off the top rope.
Yeah!
Smash elbow.
People's elbow.
Okay. So you are now engaged with him. I mean, you, like, his gun goes flying, and you guys are kind of rolling around in the street.
Oh, we're grappling now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you want to start a grapple, you can. You are
Nice.
not grappling yet, but you guys are ready to grapple if that's what you want to do. Or if you want to, jump to your feet and separate, you can do that, whatever. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Next is, Mila is hidden and taking in your surroundings. So,
Yes.
inside the car that got all shot up,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see anybody moving, but you do see a splatter of blood.
Okay.
And Jessica, you were hiding behind you guys' car, and you turned on your vision. I want you to make for me a wits and awareness roll, or I can make it for you.
Okay, let me get over there.
You want me to make it?
I'm having fun going back and forth. Yeah, go ahead and make it. It's quicker for you to do it.
It's a little bit hard to pull up the character sheet on your phone. So you have an awareness of 2 and a wits of 2. So you'll be rolling 4 with no bonus.
Oh.
Okay. Well, you have successes. So the rolling the 1 on the hunger didn't matter because you had successes.
What's the beast thing that showed
Okay,
up?
so if you roll a 1 on a hunger die, and you have 0 successes, then it's like a botched roll. And I think that's how we're going to do it for now anyway, because I forgot to look it up. So I'm going to look that up. Bestial failure. I'll look that up later also. But for tonight, that's how we will run it, and I'm pretty sure that's actually right. But it's a bestial failure. If you fail, and you also have a 1 on a hunger die, and in a bestial failure, you get a bad stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but this was not a bestial failure. You rolled a 1 on your hunger die, but you also have 2 successes. So with your 2 successes, you spot someone who is concealed in the shadows. The shadows seem to be wrapped around her, and I will give you a quick description of her. She is like up on the sidewalk underneath a bridge. No, wait, you're not at the bridge. She's just up on the sidewalk. This is a young girl, like high school aged, decked out in black leather with a long black coat that sweeps down past her knees. As she moves, as she walks, the shadows seem to move with her, keeping her concealed between them, flashing just a hint of her menacing eyes before sliding back over them, keeping her in darkness.
Okay. So where is she moving to? Is she moving towards the scene or away from the scene, or just
is
walking along?
moving up onto Mila. She'll be like she's moving up to approaching Mila from behind. So if you want to yell out something, you can, and then we're gonna call turn and we'll start a new one.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna warn Mila.
What do you say?
Mila, shadow person behind you.
Okay. Next turn.
Oh, God.
What are we guys doing? We have
Turn
we
around.
have a close combat going on. So if either the the vampire or Hector want to start a close combat, there's going to be a close combat.
Oh yeah,
it looks like
pressing
both
the
of you want
combat.
a close combat. So
Yeah, I just clocked him with the elbows and I never stopped. Like I'm following up. Is he on his feet at this point or?
Yeah, I mean he's getting up to his feet and yeah, unless you want to grapple him, yeah.
No, because I want to. No, I don't want to. Okay. I don't want to put myself in the way of the bullets that are flying at him. So
right.
I think I'm gonna come with a kick to the chest next.
Okay. He is also going to combat you. Jack, what's the plan?
Okay. He dropped his submachine gun, right?
Yes, he did. And it went like rolling a few feet into the intersection.
Okay. I'm going to run to grab the submachine gun.
Okay.
And then if I can, I'm gonna make sure that my angle doesn't have Hector in the line of sight, but then I'm gonna use it on
okay, well that'll be next time.
Vampire.
You're gonna go collect the submachine gun. That'll be your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Milo.
I'm getting the sub.
Milo, what's your plan?
I guess I turn around.
Okay.
I mean, ideally, I guess I turn around.
All right.
And maybe, like, get ready.
Before we even start, I want you to make a wits and awareness check.
Okay. Wits and awareness. Okay, so I click awareness. Attribute wits, right?
Yes.
Okay.
0.
Submit.
Okay, you don't have any problem seeing her. As soon as she tells you what you're looking for, you can see the shadow moving. And as the shadows kind of twist, you see a face in it. Alright, so now you can take an action versus the shadow if you want to. There's also somebody bleeding out in the car, possibly.
Can I tell if it's... Is it being, for lack of a better word, mean? Like,
you don't have enough time to make that decision. You could make that decision during the turn if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could make an insight roll to try and judge its intent. But right now, all you did, as you were trying to decide what to do in a split second, and she warned you, and you do see it. That's all it is. All seeing it, all this roll to see it did was open up the opportunity to attack or defend. From
How close is it?
about 8 feet. Almost, you could almost reach out and touch her. You just got to take a step forward.
And is it running, or I can't tell?
No, it's walking. But it doesn't look like it's running. It hasn't been long enough for you to know. But
right.
She's not in a running position. She is in a walking position.
I think I want to inside it.
Okay. You're gonna try and judge what's going on.
So I guess, just kind of like a defensive stance, but judge what's going on. Yeah.
And Jessica, what's your plan?
Yes. I'm gonna see if I can safely get over to where Mila is.
Okay. So, trying to use the car for cover. You make your way over to Mila and the shadow person.
Yes.
Okay. And the shadow person is going to take a couple steps back and make a ranged attack on Mila. Okay, so that's what's going on. The first thing we do is ranged attacks, and that is the shadow person. So she sees that you see her, and she stops in her tracks, takes a couple steps back, and her shadow on the ground reaches out and grabs your shadow.
Whoa.
And I need to make a roll for her. Where'd she go? Did I put it in rolls? I meant to. No, I put her gun. Okay. Core. Disciplines. I did put it here. Wits and discipline, 0. Okay. Make yourself a dexterity and athletics roll.
A what?
Dexterity and athletics. Athletics and dexterity. That's your defense roll that you said you were making.
Okay.
Success dice roll. Success is 1. So she got 2 and you got 2. So you see her shadow reaching out to grab your shadow, and you're able to pull away and dodge your shadow away from its grasp.
Oh wow.
You have no idea what was going to happen, but you saw it happening, and you dodged the movement you made, your shadow made, and you were able to just barely manage to escape it. Okay, then we have close combats. So the guy who had originally jumped on top of the car and Hector are now in a brawl. So you guys make either a dexterity or strength brawl. I'll let you do it either way. Strength is much more of a grappling mechanic, where dexterity is much more of a punching and kicking.
Yeah, I'm on some punching and kicking right now.
So is he. So you want to make a brawl with dexterity.
They're both the same for me anyway.
Cool. He's actually better at strength, but with 0. Okay, so you got 4 successes. I got 2. So you win that. So your margin is 2. So you hit him for 2. And where did his character go? So he has now taken.
Is that half damage for him still?
Yeah, it is. Wait, yeah, it is. Okay, so he is now. His entire health track has been knocked down. So from now on, he is what you call impaired, and you can tell just from, because it wasn't just one blow. This was a series of blows that you guys, landed on each other. Mostly you landed them, not him. And you can tell after landing them that he's impaired now. He's going to get -2 dice to every action he's going to take. So he was rolling 5 dice. So he's losing 40% of his combat effectiveness because you rung his bell.
Oh yeah, got him on the ropes.
Yeah.
So how do we how do we decisively kill someone in combat? Or knock them on, beat them, essentially.
Aggravated damage is done from fire, sunlight, and the claws and teeth of other supernatural creatures.
Does that count for us? Or
yes,
our claws and
does.
teeth? Okay.
But in the end, vampires are actually pretty hard to kill. That's you're fucking monsters. 3 or 4 guys line up and shoot you with bullets, and you still manage to run away. You got to get those bullets out of there later.
Can a vampire be knocked unconscious?
It's called torpor, and it's a different form of unconscious. But in a lot of respects, it's the same. But it can take several years to wake up. The lower your humanity score, the longer it takes to wake up. And someone can wake you up if they feed you a blood potency that is higher than your own.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so this guy's fucked up. And then the last thing that happens is you've got the submachine gun. Was that everybody?
Yep.
Well, Jessica didn't.
Mm-hmm.
What was Jessica doing?
I was just trying to get over to see if I could help Mila.
Okay, yeah, you're over there. You are over there, crouched to put the car in between the brawl that's going on, and the car is in between you and the brawl that's going on. But there's nothing in between you and Shadow Lady, except for really Mila. I mean, you and Mila are there, facing off with the Shadow Lady. Okay, new turn. I imagine the brawl continues. Hector?
Yes, Yes, sir.
Okay.
Blood in the
Continue
water.
beating the shit
I'm
out of
finishing
him.
him off.
Yep.
Yep.
And with his minus dice, you should be able to hurt him more.
Oh, I plan on it.
Yeah.
Am I able to see the shadow lady?
No. Well, she pointed it out to you, so yeah. Go ahead and make a wits and awareness roll. You have a difficulty of 3. So if you get 3 successes, you'll see her.
Dang it.
No.
Where are you seeing
But you
the
can
results
kind
your
of
dice?
see in the, you know, the way they're, you know, you have an idea where she is because of, you know, what they're, the way they're acting. But no, you don't see her.
Okay, I'm gonna. So that was just to see if I see her or not. So I don't really. I see something's over there, but I don't really know what it is. So I'm gonna start maneuvering. Hector and this guy are in a striking match. They're not grappling.
No, they're not grappling. They're trying to fucking knock each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start to maneuver a bit.
And
to the
Hector
side.
seems to be in charge of that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna raise the submachine gun and then I'm gonna aim for the guy's neck.
Okay.
And hit him with a burst.
Okay. And what else we got? Mila?
I mean, she's physically there where I can hit her?
She looks like she is.
Because I'm partly thinking of
But
running.
the shadows still seem to be trying to hide her.
Oh, okay. So she's not a shadow, she's being hidden by shadows.
Yes. She's
Oh.
wrapped up in darkness and it is attempting to hide her from you. She is not shadow, but her shadow moved apart from her motions, reaching out to grab your shadow.
Right.
Cast magic missile.
Cast
Yeah.
magic missile.
Okay, that sounds great. Damn, I don't know what to do. Is there light anywhere around that I could like try and push her into the light? Like
There
of
are
the
car
cars or
headlights?
something? Yeah. Anything?
There are car head. I mean, there are street lamps and there are car headlights.
That
The
are
car
close
head.
enough
None
that
of
I
the
could
car
push her?
headlights are directly pointed at her, but the street lamp should be, you know, loosely, dimly lighting her up. But the shadows are pushing them back. She is in shadows in a spot where she shouldn't be in shadows.
Okay, so that won't work. I don't freaking know what to do.
Punch him.
I mean, it's either punch or run.
Pick one.
My concern is I don't know what happens if she gets my shadow. Do I need to protect it or? Because that's weird. But then, yeah, okay, I'm gonna punch her. I guess.
So you're gonna close the little gap and punch her because she took a
Nice.
couple steps back, so she's more like 10, 12 feet away from you now.
Yeah, I guess I'll punch her. I don't really. I
Okay.
guess.
How about Jessica?
I'm gonna yell at the lady and just say, "Who are you and what do you want?"
Who are you and what do you want? Okay. She is going to pull out her own submachine gun, which looks a lot like that one, and shoot Mila.
Oh my goodness!
Okay. Ranged
That's what
combats
I ran.
happen first. So, Mila, if you want, you can dodge. You can abort your punching her in the face to instead try hit the ground and try to dodge. You're gonna get -2 dice because you have no cover. Or if you don't dodge and you just go to punch her in the face, she's gonna get +2 dice because you have no cover.
Yeah, I guess
Either
I'll
way.
dodge. I didn't
Okay.
expect her to pull out a gun. What a goober. Okay.
Okay. So, and then also Jack is shooting at the big guy. And
Yeah.
when he notices that you've got his gun and you're pulling on it, and plus Hector's like beating on him, then he's going to abort his into defense to defend against both of you as well.
Okay.
So first we'll do that one. Go ahead and make your ranged attack, and he's going to make a dexterity and athletics defensive roll. He gets -2 because somebody rang his bell. Okay, so you got 3, and he got 1, so you still shot him for 2. And the damage on that gun is 3, so that's 5. Divided by 2, you do him 3. So he takes 3 more damage, and these ones in his state are ripping through him and meaning a little bit more. They're still
I'm trying to.
He's still
bust
only
out
taking
jugular.
half from each one, but the wounds are going deeper. And he's not looking very good. Okay, and then we have the ranged combat with Shadow Girl and Mila. And Shadow Girl is going to do her attack, and Mila is going to do a dexterity and athletics to dodge. So her attack is firearms and dexterity. Oh, on your dodge you get -2 because there was no cover.
Okay. I lost it.
It looks like... Did you put your -2?
There it goes. Okay.
Oh, you didn't do it yet.
How do I do a dodge?
It is athletics and
What?
dexterity.
Oh shit.
-2.
2.
Do you still have dice?
I got 1 success.
Okay, you still had 1 die. It was even on your hunger die. Okay, so she got 1 success and you got 1 success. That means she missed. So she just sprays that front car again
Damn.
as you dodge to the side. And these guys sucked. I was supposed to at least hurt you guys a little bit. Fuck. Okay.
I like it.
And and then Hector beats the shit out of this guy and is probably going to finish him off.
All right, what do a brawl check?
Yes, dexterity and brawl, and he makes a dexterity athletics check with -1. Every cumulative dodge that you make in a turn, you lose a die.
Okay, and he's already got a negative.
And he's already
Did you
got
say
a
he's
-2, so he gets -3.
Nice.
Okay, so you have 2 successes. Did mine roll? Doesn't look like mine rolled. Alright, let me try again. It had a space in there, so I wasn't sure if it was going to do it. Did it do it now? Yeah, it did it now. So normal successes, he got 3 successes, and then his hunger, he got 1. So he got 4. He was able to escape.
Oh wow.
So he's even gained a couple of feet of space from his dodging of you. And he's looking like he's about to bolt. In fact, that's going to be his turn, because it's... Well, let's see. Jessica didn't do anything. Jessica, what were you doing?
I have no idea what I'm gonna do now.
Oh, you just like... Oh yeah, you took your turn to like... Who are you? She didn't answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't answer. Okay, so new round. The big guy plans to book it. I mean, you could tell just from the way he glanced back to make sure there was, there was open space. And the girl, I guess she's gonna book it too. Vampire prefers most combats to be over in 3 turns. They don't want the game to be bogged down in combat. In 3 turns, you should get a feel for who was going to win. And, if it looked like there was still going to be a couple of turns left, then just, resolve them through story. Or, this is about the time for the losers to decide they want to get the fuck out of here. And then attempt an escape. And either fail and get gunned down or, or get away. Okay, so yeah, they're both going to try and...
I definitely, I want to grapple at this point. I want to tackle him and subdue him.
Okay, so he's going to make a dodge roll against your grapple, and if he passes it, then he's gonna book it. If he fails, then he'll be grappled with you.
What about is he still getting shot at too?
Yes, he's getting shot at.
Well,
too. He's dodging. He's actually doing a pretty good job, fair job. He still got shot, but it wasn't really bad. But he is attempting to dodge both bullets and you.
Yeah, my plan is that, seeing that you're trying to grapple him and take him to the ground, if he slips that, I'm gonna shoot him in the back as he's running. Okay. Aim for that lower spinal cord.
So this turn, you're not actually gonna do anything. You're just gonna watch and see what happens, and then you'll open next turn because ranged combats go first. So you'll open next turn with laying him to waste if he got away from Hector.
Yeah, well, just to kind of clarify, I assumed that because ranged combat goes first, that Jack was still going to keep shooting him, and then if he was so you wanting to tackle him, but ready to abort.
All right,
if
so
he already
you're only going to tackle him if he's still alive after he gets shot again.
Yeah, I'm already. I mean, momentum is going. I'm just assuming the bullets are gonna fly and hit the dude, and then
you're
I'll
keeping an eye and keeping a little bit of space, and if he gets shot, and or doesn't, if he doesn't go down, then
honestly,
you'll go back at him.
even if he goes down, I'm jumping on top of him. So I'm delaying just enough for the bullets to fly at him.
Yeah, and my intent is sort of the same. That like I was under the assumption that he had already sort of was gonna initiate the grapple. As long as he's not right on top of him, I'm gonna still keep shooting.
The grapple hasn't started yet. So
yeah, so while he's still out in the open, I'm gonna shoot him. I'm trying to kill this guy.
Okay, and then over there with Mila, Jessica, and the Shadow Lady, what's going on? She's basically gonna turn and run too.
I mean, I don't have a gun or anything.
And I'm dumbfounded. I have no idea what to do.
I don't either, and I think I'm gonna let her go.
Okay.
Is it gonna shout? Who sent you?
Right? Oh yeah, she didn't answer any of that.
No, she didn't answer anything. Okay. And more shots go off from Jack.
Yeah, that would be me first. So firearms plus wits.
Firearms plus wits plus... No, wait. He's taking a dodge action, so he gets -4 on his dodge action. Where'd he go?
Can you explain to me how these successes work?
It's 6 or higher.
So it's whatever the hunger dice rolls determines how your dice
are
successes.
So what's your dexterity and your... Well, did I say... It should be wits in firearms, by the way, not dexterity.
Yeah, I was using wits.
Okay. What is your wits plus firearms together?
6.
Okay. So you get 6 dice. Now, you trade 1 die of that 6 for a hunger die for each point of hunger you have. So you have hunger 1, right? So one of those 6 dice is a hunger die. So you will roll 5 normal dice and 1 hunger die. And you roll them all, and you roll them together. Even the hunger die. Anything that is 6 or above is a success.
Okay.
If the hunger die rolls a 1, and you have no successes on the other dice,
then beast happens.
Then you have a bestial failure.
The more hunger dice you have, it's just basically a mechanic of increasing the odds of the beast kicking off.
Yeah, and also, if you roll 2 10s, then you get a critical, and those 2 10s will count as 4 instead of 2. If any of the 2 10s that you rolled are hunger dice, then you have a messy critical, which is a critical that was done in the beast's way. So it was done violently. And if there's no way to make that roll in such a violent way, like maybe it was just a perception check or something, then you get a compulsion. You get something negative.
Okay, thank you for explaining.
Okay. So, you made your... Well, he does athletics and dexterity. and -2 for being beat up, and another -2 for there's no cover. Okay, so you have 3 successes, and he has, it looks like he has 3 successes. So you miss. He sees you shooting at him, and he just sidesteps that shit.
Damn it.
And then, Hector tackles him. So since this is an attempted grapple, you want to use strength instead of dexterity. And he is still doing his dodge, and he's going to get -5 dice this time. Where'd his dice go? Okay.
How do I see the rolls? I don't see where the rolls are coming.
They are in the chat menu.
Oh.
Dexterity. And for some reason, mine are not rolling the right way. Oh, you know what? I know why. I have to have this fucking thing ticked. I'm gonna re-roll. I haven't even looked at what he rolled. I'm gonna re-roll it because I think it's gonna work right now. Plus dexterity. -4. Did it do it right? Yes.
Yeah.
I did not have the little API, enable API script ticked on top. That's what my whole problem was. Okay, so he has 1 success, and you have 4 successes. So you got him really well grappled, and with those 3 successes, you can do him 3 points of like fighting and crushing and stuff damage if you want. I don't know how grapple works. I'll look it up later.
Break his legs.
Yeah.
Break his legs.
So you do 3 damage to him, which
Awesome.
it's gonna be only 2 because he is really messed up, but he's still fighting you and struggling. And now that you're enclosed with him, he's a lot stronger than you. I mean, he knocked the fucking car over. He's a lot stronger than you. You got him pinned down to the ground, and he's fighting you back. And to your strength of, what, 4? 3? What's your strength?
3.
He has a strength of 7.
Jeez.
He is very, like, you got him grappled, and then you're like, holy shit, this guy's like fucking Superman strong.
Well, the beauty of jiu-jitsu is I can use his own strength against him.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, and the other...
Just pin him so I can put the barrel to his head.
Yeah. And then the chick,
Right.
the shadow chick, she takes a few steps, and then she jumps. And she jumps far. Let me see how far she jumps. I wrote it down.
Oh, she must have like celerity.
Potence.
Potence, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's soaring leap. So she has a 10-meter long jump. So she runs. She takes a few steps, and then she jumps 30 feet all the way across the street, and just takes off running. Okay, next turn. If anybody wants to shoot at her, you still got a turn that you can shoot at her.
Like, have I still, like, since she started shooting and stuff, have I seen her?
You see her now.
Okay.
She's across the street and taking off.
I'm gonna be too tunnel visioned on the guy in front of me.
Okay. He is struggling, and it's taking Hector everything he's got to hold him. The combat's over.
Stop resisting before you get 10 more bullets in your brain.
And he stops resisting. Where did my title page song go?
Alright. Barrel up against his ear. Who sent?
Okay. Mila and Jessica, what are you guys doing? You're gonna go and take a look at the guy they got pinned. You're gonna go help the guy that got shot in the car. What?
Well, we're closer to the guy in the car, right? And I came over
Yes.
to help Mila. And we already lost the lady, so I may as well I'm guessing Mila was, since she was kind of gravitating towards that car anyways, I can help her with that.
Okay, the passenger side door, which is where you guys are at, is locked. But as you look inside, you see him inside. And he's just laying in there, and he's just riddled with bullets. He took like 8 shots.
Is it a human or?
He looks like a human. He doesn't look like a dog.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we can't tell if he's embraced or whatever. Or we know he isn't because he's not healing.
Well, he's not healing, no. Okay, and then, so you guys are, I imagine do you bust in this side of the door, or do you go around to the other side and hope it's open?
Which side is he closer to?
His head is closer to the passenger side where you guys are. His feet are more still in the driver's side.
Oh, then
I say we try to break the door open first.
Yeah, I guess just pull it off or whatnot. With our massive strengths, probably, that we both have.
Which one of you is stronger?
I have no clue.
Alright, that's right. You can't really see your sheet. I'm pretty sure, but you guys both suck.
My strength is 2. I have 2 in strength.
Okay. Jessica's strength is also 2. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. Somebody can take the lead on it, make a rouse check to rise your blood. To rouse your blood and raise your strength by 2 points.
Okay.
And Jessica has no athletics, so Lynn, if you have an athletics...
I do not.
Okay.
I have a brawl. Why?
I don't think I'm going to give you brawl for ripping the door off.
I know how to
But I thought about
Punch
it.
the door.
I thought about it, but no. So it's just going to be a straight strength roll. So your strength of 2, but if you rouse your blood, you can add 2 dice to any attribute.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to give you 1 more die because Jessica's helping pull.
Okay. So do I do a rouse check or
Yes,
I just take
you do a rouse check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Rousing success. You're still not hungry. Okay, so now you make that strength roll.
Okay. And I
Plus
put
3.
You can do athletics or with it, or yeah. Instead of doing strength, do athletics and strength, so you still get the 0.
Okay.
And then with your modifier, add +1 from Jessica helping.
Does she not get the +2 from the rouse?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I was considering that her strength was raised, so it's +3, because that's the way the.
Do what?
It'll be strength +3.
Okay.
Athletics plus strength +3.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no.
Okay. So
2 success.
you got 2 successes. So if you had 0 successes with that one,
Oh, okay. I knew there was something else bad.
at least I didn't look it up last time. I knew I was supposed to look it up. I remember that I said I was going to look it up, and I forgot. So this time I took a note, look up bestial failure, and I also have look up the rounding for when we take superficial damage. So I will look up both of those things for next time. But I'm pretty sure the bestial failure happens if it was a failure. And you roll that. Now this might have been a failure because I might have to give you like a fucking difficulty of 4 because you're trying to rip the door off. So, but I'm not gonna count it as that. You still got 2 successes, so you don't get the door off, and your beast is yelling at you. You can hear it inside your head. Rip! And it's the first time you're hearing the beast inside your head. Rip! But it's not really doing you anything.
Okay.
And you don't get it off. Okay, over there you guys are questioning the guy. And he stops struggling. And he growls like an animal. You got me.
Who are you? Why were you shooting up the intersection?
I'm Grendel. and I kill things.
Who do you work
Who's
for?
your master?
Fuck, I forgot his name. I work for Rodrigo.
Are you with the Anarchs?
Before the Anarchs were the Anarchs, we were the Anarchs.
Hmm.
Do what you will to me.
Hmm. My question is again, like you talked about someone being in a state of torpor.
Mm-hmm.
What action would I take to put him in that state?
Didn't really teach you that. You could try hitting him again. Well, you had a few days with Miguel before anybody else did, so I can give you a little extra knowledge. Basically, when a human would die, a vampire goes in torpor.
Okay, I'm going to...
That's what happens if you take damage until you would die. The only thing that actually gives you the final death is if you burn, the sun burns you, or somebody cuts your head off.
Okay.
Or a werewolf ripped you apart. Werewolves rip you apart, fucking end you.
Yeah. I want to look around real fast and see, like, are there any humans, like, people who weren't a part of the accident, who are like...
There are still people in their cars, and they're starting to get out, like, what the fuck is happening?
Okay, good.
But there's not a lot of people, because it's kind of the dead of night. So there are, like, 2 cars.
Okay.
And one guy's pulling out a cell phone. It's an old-timey 2000 cell phone.
Yeah. I was about to freaking just blow this guy's head into mist, but now I'm not.
Nobody's recording you because that shit doesn't happen yet.
Oof.
Shoot him in the head.
So you can still cloud memory then.
That's true. All right, I'm gonna press the barrel right against his ear, and I'm just gonna unload the clip.
Okay.
So I'm gonna miss his head.
Yeah, you missed his head. This is with the submachine gun?
Yeah. I unloaded.
Okay. Yeah, so... Yeah, you missed his head. You still didn't decapitate him, so you don't know if he's alive or dead, but he's in torpor. He seems like a body now. With his head...
I shout out, what the fuck?
We had to subdue him.
That was a Mexican...
Well, that's not what I was thinking. Well, it was, yeah, I mean... This,
yeah, I know, I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean... But yeah, like...
Did he really go there?
I mean, definitely, Hector does not like being part of a police brutality scenario now, but yeah, like, what the fuck? Like...
Yeah, okay.
We could have got more out of him. Like, you just fucking shoot him in the head? What? Yeah, I'm just like, so I just fucking, like, you could tell I'm just flustered. I just stopped talking. But I let the guy go. Like, I drop his, I've been holding him in like a position. I just drop him to the ground, though.
You're pretty sure you wouldn't have been able to hold him if he wasn't already beaten and impaired. This guy's fucking strong, and you know it's from that potence power. So, you know, it's occurring to you like, wow, maybe I should put some focus into learning potence. Because, wow, this guy was insanely strong.
Yeah, but the fact that he's got the same power as I do, is also making me think that he's probably Bruja.
He might be.
And what I've...
he ain't gonna tell you now.
Right. Yeah.
I realized it was brutal, but I didn't know any other way how. You saw how strong he was. We didn't know what else he had in him.
He wasn't fighting, though. He was talking, man.
That guy just
he said he was
blew
done.
that guy away.
Look, we can take him with us. He's not dead. You have to remember this. He's not dead.
Does my guy realize that he's not dead? Like,
no.
I don't know what.
I don't think anyone. We've pretty much done everything you've learned actually in character. So I don't think you've been really explained about torpor. The word might have been brought up, but I don't think it was ever really explained to you.
Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, he just murdered the dude in front of me. Like, hey, this guy's dead.
Okay, so let's go back over to Mila and Jessica. What are you guys doing? You failed to rip the door off. even with your improved strength. And you have that improved strength for the rest of the scene.
So just break the window and open the handle.
Yeah, do that. Mila?
Mila. I think, did we lose her?
Shit, I was muted. Sorry.
Oh,
The
there.
dog
Okay.
make noise, so I mute in between.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say I'll just try again, but we can break the window.
Okay, you just gonna punch the window straight?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Make a strength and brawl roll. Brawl and strength. Remember to add 2 because your strength has been improved. Every damage you do to it, you're gonna take half of that onto your
It
own
says
hand.
second attribute. I just put none, right?
What? It says what?
Second attribute.
Brawl or strength.
I did it on brawl already, and then I did strength, and then I put +2, and then it said second, so I just put none.
Yeah, I guess it's never asked me that before.
Maybe. Oh no, you know what? I know what happened. Strength. Yeah, +2 modifier. Submit. Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. So you break the window, and you will also do 2 superficial damage to yourself, which becomes only 1 because you have superficial damage. So you take, on your character chart, you turn one of your full red health bars into a slash.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, and you got the window open, and then you open the door.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and he's inside, and yeah, he's been shot several times, and he's not moving.
I'm pretty sure he's not alive, but let's check for a pulse anyways.
Okay, make an intelligence and medicine check. You only need 1 success, so as long as you have a 2 intelligence, you're gonna find that he doesn't have 1. He does not have 1.
Okay. Although I would like to try to find out who he was that he needed to die.
Oh, you're lucky that brawl roll came out the second time you did it. The first time you did it, you had a bestial failure. Mila, do you see that?
Yeah, but why did it ask for second attribute?
I have no idea. But
I
we
don't
didn't
either.
use that one. But
I
if we had
think-
used
yeah,
that
I
one,
didn't-
you would be having a bad time.
Right. I didn't see that pop up until I did the second one, so I don't know if I might have clicked something wrong the first time. I don't know.
But for a bestial failure, that's what we're looking for. It tells you miss or fail and the beast.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why it said second attribute.
Okay, well, this guy has no pulse. Let's switch back over.
Yeah.
Okay,
By
Hector...
the way, by now, has he, can we just safely say that he's explained torpor to me?
Sure.
Yeah, I was about to say I can't. Like,
So basically,
he's having
and
to grow back.
I'll go ahead and explain it to you. Torpor is when your body is destroyed all the way to where a human would die. You become a body, and your body is very slowly repairing, very slowly. So that'll be the explanation he gives you. You can only actually be killed by fire, sunlight, decapitation, or werewolves, or other vampires. Like, we could kill that guy if we, to drain his blood out right now. You could do that.
we could just.
All right, well,
Or you
we
can
need to
finish
get
cutting off his head. Or he might
we need
even
to
be
get
dead. There's a lot of head damage. He's like half decapitated.
All right, well,
my
you can tell
goal
him.
was to sort of blow out the brain.
All right. Well, so my guy, you can tell he's annoyed at the situation, but he, he's like, all right, well, we need to get this guy out of the street right now because people are starting to look. Let's get him in the car. Let's get our asses to that strip club, deliver that package, and get the fuck out of there and get back to James and let him know what just happened here.
All right, you
don't
grab
know
the
who
legs,
this
I'll
guy
grab
is.
the arms.
All right.
Because Sasha
And,
is now getting out of your car. Holy fucking shit!
Sasha, get back in the car. We're taking the body.
Okay. She gets back in the... She doesn't even open the side doors for you or anything. She's...
Yeah, we're gonna throw it in the trunk.
Okay. I guess she sees you going around to the trunk as she pushes the button. The trunk opens.
Come on, ladies. He's dead. Let's go.
Okay. I go.
Okay.
All right, Sasha, take us to the strip club.
Okay. You guys didn't do anything to the two people this saw. If you had intended to cloud memory, you did not.
I forgot. Can I say whether or not Jack would have forgotten?
Right?
Well, I mean, this was a really difficult situation for him too. So let's and
Hey, I have like a lot of composure.
okay, then yeah, you should bring it up.
Yeah, she's the trained serial killer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
when you bring it back to my attention.
Hey, those two fucking guys.
Thank God. Okay.
Jessica
Both
has
of you, I'm
cloud
gonna
memory.
gesture them. I'm gonna pull my badge. This is police. I need you to come here.
Oh, you're police. He says, I already called. I called. You should be getting your backup.
Good. Now come over here.
Okay, and he does, and so does the guy from the other car.
All
Jessica
right,
also has cloud memory if she wants to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get statements from you guys so that you can tell them what happened. Now I'm gonna cloud their memory.
Okay.
They're going. Do I alter their memories or do I just make them forget?
Cannot alter their memories. They're going to completely forget the last few minutes.
Okay.
And they're gonna know that they have missing time, but they have no recollection of what happened during that time.
Okay, good. I am gonna make it as a point that I take the submachine gun that I had with me.
Okay.
I'm taking that with me. So.
What are we doing with the dead body?
You guys put it in the trunk, or?
Yeah, it's in the trunk.
Putting it in the
no,
trunk.
not the guy in torpor. The actual dead body.
The guy in the front seat. I guess you're
Yeah,
leaving. They checked him for a pulse and he didn't have one, so I assume they left him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking the cop because I'm like, it's bad enough. Like, we got the perpetrator and nobody's gonna know what happened to him, but we still got a dead body in a car flipped over, laying in the street.
We don't have time. We've got to go now.
He also died from bullet wounds. He didn't die from bites or anything like that. So it'll probably.
They're gonna make the assumption that the shooter. They're gonna make the assumption that the shooter is left. This is gonna be looked into, but we've got to go before.
It's gonna be like a drive-by shooting, which is something that happened during this period of time.
All right, Sasha, noche vida.
Okay. And she takes off, and you take off, and the two guys that you clouded memory are just kind of standing there, starting to come to their senses, like, what the fuck is going on? And what?
Do we have blood on our clothes now?
You do. You were fighting and grappling this guy, but it's not a lot of blood because it's thick vampire vitae. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the girls may have a little bit of blood on them from when they tried to check on the guy that was in the car.
All right,
but they're not going to have a whole lot of blood on them either. And yours is vampire vitae from, bullet wounds that guy that you were fighting had. But vampires don't bleed like humans bleed, so you got it more like smeared on you than it was, spurting out all over you.
I mean,
that's right, because the heart's not pumping.
Right.
Is it enough? Is it? Am I gonna look weird like rolling into the strip club, or is this like the kind of place where I can get away with that?
It's kind of both. I mean, it's not very bad, and you could conceal it, but if this is the vampire club that they were talking about, maybe it doesn't even matter.
Right. All right.
But it's not that bad, and you could probably even pull it off as ketchup, and you're just clumsy.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, now that I mention that, as thick as it is, it really could come off as ketchup, as long as nobody investigates it real close.
Sasha, are there any wet wipes or anything in here?
There's a little compartment under the seat.
Okay, good. Let's use these.
There's also a gun in there. There are 2 guns in there. There are 2.
We could have known about that beforehand, Sasha.
I'm sorry. This was the first firefight I've ever seen. I'm really sorry I didn't participate. I was kind of caught off guard, and you guys were really impressive. You didn't waste any time.
Training just kicks in.
Okay.
Right.
And she pulls up to Noche Vida, which is a really fairly nice gentleman's club. It's got like a nice sign and a parking lot, but there's no valet parking, and it's just kind of on the street. It's, nothing that fancy.
Mm-hmm.
The fanciest part of the thing is the sign.
Cool. Well, I mean, if she pulls up right in front, then get out,
Yeah.
grab the envelope,
Yeah.
and
Let's not mention the encounter.
There is a bouncer as you guys go up to the door, and he's a pretty big guy too, a pretty big Mexican guy, and he's got his arms crossed, and he just looks at you guys. You here to watch?
no,
you're
here to
play?
Vincent.
So you're here to see Vincent.
Wait, say what? Say what?
He said, "Are you here to watch or are you here to play?"
And
We're
then,
here to see Vincent.
All right, head on in.
okay.
All right. Walk in and scan
And then he
the
calls
crowd
on a
for-
walkie-talkie on a little radio that he's got. He says, "We got a party of 4 here to see Vincent. Over." Okay, and you guys go inside, and there's music playing, and the low lights, and there's a girl up on stage, and it's really not that busy in here. There's like 5 older guys and a couple of people over at the buffet, which is a really late night buffet because it's like 1 in the morning now. And there is a guard at a red velvet rope tied across the entrance to a stairway that leads up to an open balcony. And there is a sign above that balcony that says V Lounge. Not VIP, V. And the stairway leads up there, and there's another guard there at it.
Not very subtle.
By the way, I'm a little disappointed that you don't have a strip club music play track here.
Yeah, I'm posting these things on YouTube, so I can't use real music.
I mean, you should have had "Smack My Bitch Up" by the Prodigy.
Okay.
I'm
I'm not familiar with that song, but if it would be playing in the year 2000, then that's what's playing. That sounds
Probably, yeah.
That sounds like the kind of music that should be playing in here.
That's a good
Okay.
question. I forget when that's out.
So there's this guard, and he says, "You want to see Vincent?
Yep.
Who sent you?" And he looks
Mr.
at you.
James.
James.
All right. And he pulls back the red velvet rope and lets you guys up. Okay, so upstairs in the V Lounge, there's a bunch of leather sofas, and there's also a few little like tables and stuff. And there's actually more people up here than there were down there. There's like a half dozen looking cholo tough looking guys, heavily tattooed, and they look like street toughs. And then there's a couple of guys in black suits. And then there's one guy who may be Vincent because of the way he is sitting and seems to have control of the room up here. And let me give you Vincent's description. But he is kind of centered in the back, but centered in his own little black leather couch. How come I don't have Vincent right here? I meant to. Okay. Distinguishing features. He is wearing an old-time black suit with the jacket open, over a white shirt, a black bow tie, and a dark gray pinstripe pants. In his hand, he is carrying, kind of twirling it back and forth, a very thin cane, and he looks like an 1800s businessman leapt right out of a history book. Despite his perfectly tailored 1800 styled suit, his face is actually rather unkempt. He has several days of facial hair and a thick black mustache that has been curled at its tips. And he just kind of leans back and he says, "You guys came to see me." And everyone else quiets. The top lounge quiets, and they kind of circle around as the four of you come up to Vincent.
I'm gonna say, hi, my name is Hector. This is Jack, Mila, and Jessica.
He still holding on to the top of his cane. He stops twirling it around, and the bottom of it clicks on the ground. "I heard a little bit about you, Hector. So what brings you here?"
We've been sent by Prince James. We have a delivery for you.
Well, let's see it.
I believe Hector has the envelope.
Yeah, I hand it to him.
Alright. And he takes it. And the envelope, I forgot to tell you guys, the envelope has a wax seal with a rose imprint on it. Like an old-timey fucking medieval ages wax seal.
Ooh.
And he just pops that fucker right off there with his thumb. Opens up the envelope, pulls out a single piece of lined, normal-ass lined paper. And then he puts it back in. "So Prince James sent you to meet me, huh?" And then he crumples up the envelope with the paper and just tosses it over his back behind him. Like he expects somebody will pick that shit up later. "So, have a seat. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's get this shit going." Pull up some chairs. Pull up some chairs. And these other guys come and pull up chairs. And there's about 12 men, and there's a couple of them are women, surrounding you guys. Like, they have you encircled. And a couple of them aren't really hiding the fact that they're packing. They've got guns.
Oh, I take a seat.
Most of them look like street tough guys, but a couple of them look more like suited mafia types. So you got a cross between like mafioso looking guys and 1990s street gang looking guys.
Jeez.
I take a seat in one of the chairs.
Same.
Look the guy in the eye, and I assume
Girls,
like
have
a
a
posture. What's that?
He's talking to Mila and Jessica. Have a seat.
Okay. I sit down.
Please continue, Hector.
And by the way, I'm sitting like my posture is not like relaxed in the chair. It's like I'm in an interview.
Okay.
You know. We're all new to this kindred life. We were all brought in different ways. As you may have heard, Enriquez brought me in.
Yeah, I heard.
While I was being held at the deportation facility here in El
Really?
Paso.
And he stops and his eyes kind of roll up a little bit like he's thinking, and he says, "Was that whole mess you and Enriquez then?"
What's up? Wait, what was that?
The detention facility that burned down last week.
That's where I was, yes.
Wow. Welcome to freedom, boy. Welcome to freedom. Make sure you use it well. You had a second life. Don't waste it.
I nod solemnly.
How about you? And he points at Mila. Tell me your story.
But I mean, what about me? I guess.
Tell me your story.
I was embraced by I've never met. I guess I've never met my sire. She embraced me and left a note.
That fucking bitch.
Left.
Who was it? I'll find her for you.
No, it's okay. But
Not supposed to do that shit.
yeah. But I mean, Prince James took me under his wing, and I'm living there for now, and so
Oh,
it's
not
not
hoity-toity fucking hotel. We got rooms here if you want to actually live it up a little bit, not be so fucking bored all the time. Let's maybe find a job for you. If you take a look at the polls or anything, he says, no, not that.
Oh no, I wouldn't have even looked over there.
Okay.
To be honest.
I thought that's what he meant.
No,
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, this guy about to start fighting.
I didn't make that in my head. I'm like,
Okay, well, if you don't take a glance and make that connection, he doesn't say no, not that. He just the guys are then thinking that that's what he suggested.
Yeah.
And it didn't even
I was thinking that's
didn't
what he
even link to you.
suggested.
I went automatically to. He probably knows a lot of people that should get killed. But I didn't say that worse.
He's more talking like robbing banks not banks, gas stations, but yeah.
Jeez.
Small time stuff. But no, he didn't bring that up. So think what you probably you each think your own thing. All right.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm just getting settled, but if I get bored, I'll
the door's
definitely
always
let you know.
open. Door's always open. You just come on in, and we got a place for you.
Okay.
I want
thanks.
this place. What was? I almost had the word. Elysium. I want this to be like an open Elysium all the time. Of course, can't really be that.
With Elysium.
I ain't the prince and I can't rule an Elysium, but that's how I want it to be. I want it to be a safe place where eliks of all clans can come in and just hang out, get to know each other, maybe even find some friends to hook up and do a job, or all that stuff. I want this place to be the place for all the licks in town.
This guy's low-key trying to make a adventurers guild.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was trying to think of.
We got a quest board over there by the church.
Yeah.
So how about you? And he snaps his fingers and points at Jack. How about you? You look like a fucking cop. Are you a fucking cop?
I'm a fucking cop.
I knew it. He says, and a couple of the guys behind you are like, man, you could just spell a cop like it's nothing. I knew it. You got cop written across your forehead.
I'm not used to all this yet, so
Don't worry about it. And you're welcome here too, man, cop or not. But you bring the law here, and we might have a problem. You understand?
Oh, I don't think that'll happen.
Okay. But we understand that there are some law types, and you don't want to see everything going down in front of your face. So, like I said, I want this to be a place for all the licks in town, and that includes you lawful types, and even not even lawful types, but there are some types out there that just don't like to be involved in that shit. I still want this to be a homey place for them. So we try to keep the down low shit hidden down low so you ain't gotta worry about it. But I would appreciate it if anytime some noise comes up and, you know, and your friends are about to swarm in on us, if you could either misdirect it or at least let us know so we can hide the fucking shit. You know? And if you can't do that, that's okay, I understand. But if you can, I'm going to owe you a favor. Favors are an important thing in kindred culture.
I'm on the homicide squad, so I don't really have much of a...
Alright, well...
I don't have much sway with the gang and drug units, so I'm afraid I can't.
Cool.
But if you guys are harboring any murderers, I guess I could...
Well, I mean, let's face it. We're all fucking vampires here. I might be harboring a murderer, but I don't know about it. But I can't say I ain't.
Right. Well, let's just say that's a two-way street in regards to that.
And then he points over to Jessica. How about you, darling? What's your deal?
You
look like one of them smart learning types. You went to school for like 6 years?
What's that?
You went to school for like 6 years, 8 years? You look like one of them learn types.
Yes, you could say that.
Yeah. Well, what's your deal?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
You do look a little bit confused, flustered. What clan are you? It's not something we usually come right out and say, but I don't know. I'm kind of getting a lost kind of Ventru vibe.
I'm told it's Malkavian.
Oh, shit! You must have been embraced by Hopkins, then. He's the only one of them fuckers around here.
Yeah.
That guy is a riot. I don't know if I've ever met Hopkins and had him be the same person twice.
I don't know.
Every time, it's like he's got a whole new fucking personality. Not persona, mind you. He's always the same damn son of a bitch. He just doesn't talk the same way. Or believe in the same shit. Fucking weird. Hopefully that shit don't rub off on you. Alright, so we met. Welcome to Noche Vita. And if you got any questions, I guess now's the time to ask.
Think so. At least I don't.
Okay, and from behind you guys, you hear a voice. Fuck! And everybody turns and looks at him, and you guys probably turn and look at him. He is on the phone, on the cell phone. And he says, no fucking way. And he says, boss, you gotta see this. And he goes over to a TV, and he turns it on. And of course, everybody's quiet now. He turns on the TV, and keep in mind, this is like 1 in the morning now. 1:30 in the morning. And there is an emergency local news. And I wrote it. I think I wrote it. I meant to write it. We already went through the accident. Here. Okay. And if you're just tuning in, once again, there has been an explosion in downtown El Paso. And the reporter, he looks away and he's like, "What's that?" And he's holding on to his headphone. What? He says, we're now hearing reports that there have been multiple explosions in the Rose Hotel on multiple floors. And Vincent stands up. He says, "Well, boys, let's go save our prince." And all of the guys that are around you start pulling out their guns, and they're like, "Fuck, you gotta go do this." And then, they take a couple steps. They're in a hurry. They take a couple steps. Vincent looks at you guys and says, "You guys can either wait here, come with us. We gotta go." And then the lights flicker. And then it's already, bordering dark in here, and the lights go lower. What the fuck? And then the main door bursts open. The door that you guys came in from. And Vincent, you know, he goes over and puts his hands on the rails of the balcony looking down. So, coming in through that main door is a tall, thin man. He's tall, like 6.5 feet tall, and very, very thin. He has no hair, and his skin is so beautifully soft and perfect. And he drifts inside. I mean, he's moving. His legs are moving. He's walking, but it's so smooth, so graceful. There's a way that he seems too alien to be human. And then he yells, and his voice is so much stronger than you expect, so much deeper than you expect to be coming out of that body. Vincent Wilder! And Vincent looks down. Is that you, Rodrigo? The last time I saw you, you were 7 feet tall, all muscle, and had 2 extra fucking arms. And the tall, thin man looks up at him, and he lifts up his arms and does a little spin like he's showing himself off. This is the new me, the new Rodrigo. And then
do any of us recognize that name, Rodrigo?
That's what the guy that you beat up in the street said was his boss.
Oh shit.
And then all of the, you know, a couple of them had already pulled their guns out as they were leaving. They all, you know, lean over the rails and train guns on him. And Vincent yells out, "I think it's too late to talk, bud." And that's where we're going to close off.
Oh, jeez.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice.
Jeez.
Gosh. Was very much not expecting the freaking Rose Hotel to blow up.
I know.
God, what a twist.
Stuff just got real.
Where?
Right.
See,
I'm glad I got a
thought-
place to live.
I thought the explosion was gonna be like the newscasters, like having like that initial wrong report on like the car like the intersection
Yeah, that's what I
accident,
thought it was gonna be.
Yep.
and there were like multiple explosions. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, there wasn't even one explosion, really.
Okay, so for our experience, we're going to do something a little bit different this time. Instead of you telling me what you or your character learned, I want you to give me something that you appreciate from someone else's character. Mila, I want you to tell me something you appreciate from Jessica. Jessica, I want you to tell me something you appreciate the character of Jack. Jack, tell me something that you appreciate in the character of Hector. And Hector, tell me something that you appreciate in the character of Mila. We'll start with Mila.
Oh.
Yes, I'm putting you guys all on the spot. It doesn't have to be anything special. It's just, I want to make sure that you guys are kind of paying attention to it. Because you guys are the audience to each other's story.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I appreciate, I think, that she's coming to terms and accepting what happened, because I feel like she was the one that had the roughest time with the transition. And so I don't know if she's like accepted it, but she's, I guess, on her way to full acceptance rather than walking around and refusing to accept it, and you know what I mean? And trying to fight against it.
That is good. Okay. Janina, why don't you tell us something that you appreciate, either positive or negative, from Jack and his character development?
Oh, he's not afraid to use his gun.
Yeah. So you're Jack's really standing out with his fearlessness in his quickness to jump to violence and not being afraid to use it.
Yeah, no, it's that kind of impressed her. She's like probably wanting to think that maybe she should learn how to shoot again after tonight.
All right, that's good. That's good. Okay, Jack, how about your opinions on Hector?
I am impressed with how he's quick to be able to sort of distance on that guy and go toe to toe with him in a way that was like, would have been rough. And also in regards to like serious Jest's role play of like being like Hector being like surprised and shocked and like when I missed it, the guy like, like really being in like the moment as the character and reacting like, whoa,
what the fuck?
Yeah. So that's what I respect is that
Cool.
is that Hector is being cool and reacting in a way that makes sense.
Awesome. And Serious Jest, what you think about Mila?
I like that she knows her limitations. It's like I almost realize that there's like I don't know if it's due to gender, because both of the guys we were quick to like, well, I'm gonna engage this dude, right? Like in combat. And meanwhile, she's got the shadow lady creeping up on her, and Mila's like, let me ask a question. Wait, hold on. I don't want to, just lash out at you or whatever. Let me find out where you're coming from. Who are you? And her first step is to question. And then even after this shadow lady takes shots at her, like the lady, I guess, sees her friend get cut down and decides I'm out of here. And then, again, I think the guy's immediate response was, well, this guy's trying to flee. I'm going to grab him. Right. And the ladies are like, I don't want to mess with this lady. She's got these powers and fuck it, let her go. I'm out of danger. And again, that may be a function of I think, maybe it's the guys we've got, we're kind of trained a certain way to think, no, apprehend and don't let him go. And ladies are like, well, this makes sense. She's leaving. Cool. I don't have to fight her. Yeah. But I just thought. Oh, go for it.
I was just gonna say, you also pivoted towards like trying to help other people.
Yeah.
That was not in my like. I was like, they're dead. Like, that's not like, who cares?
And I think that brings. And I think that difference in approach is awesome. Like, and I don't know if we would have got that if it was like four guys. I think it definitely it gives us like I think I expressed this to Alan like in like previous like when we played like D&D together and the previous group that we were in was a bunch of guys and it was all like really combat heavy, and I love his ability to tell stories. I feel like when it gets dragged down too much into too much like dice rolls and combat and stuff like that, it distracts from the story. In this case, I've like on this team, I don't think that I don't know. This combat was entertaining and it was different and and the story was still present. So I really like the group dynamics here and the different things that different people bring.
Awesome. Everybody gets an experience point.
Yay!
Nice.
Whoa.
Are you keeping track of how many we have, or like?
Well, I mean, I've been adding it to you because you haven't been putting it. It's on your sheet
Okay,
somewhere.
thanks. Okay, thanks.
Blood and XP, and I guess I haven't been keeping track on you, unless you just put it.
Because
we only have a few sessions, so it should be easy to deduce.
Everybody's at 4 except for Jack, and he'll get his 4th one when we do like a little mini one to catch up the week that you missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that on experience?
Yeah, because I'm saving mine right now.
Yeah. What'd you ask, Lane?
That's on total experience.
It's both.
I don't think
because you haven't spent any, right? So total will be like you should have both at 4, and then like say you spend 3, then now your total would be 4, and your to spend would be 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So until you spend any, they're going to be the same.
This thing says rouse reroll on level 1 discipline powers.
Yes.
So I could have, if that one did come out as a miss fail, I could have done that.
That was a level 2 power.
Oh, and that, you know what? And that
There
was
aren't a
pulling off
lot of level 1 powers that have a rouse check on them.
Well, oh, and I was pulling off the door on that one anyway, so I don't even know why I asked that.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even a discipline power. But you
But-
did make a rouse check on your when you turned invisible.
How do you
man.
know
But
if
that's a
it's
level
a
2
le-
power.
oh,
How do you know
Oh.
what? If it's a level 1 or 2 power?
yeah.
Well,
Way in
it's
here.
yeah, it's written on your thing. I did not write the levels on the in the thing, and I will eventually. But no, it's
Oh, because I have 2 lit up.
yeah.
Okay.
So your power in your first spot is your level 1, and your power in your second slot is your level 2, unless you took the other level 1. And I don't think any of you guys took the other level 1. I think you all took a level 2 with your 2.
Mm-hmm.
Did Nick have to go? Was that him?
Yeah, he just disappeared, so. Yep, he had to go.
Yeah, he wrote bye.
Okay. And I'm gonna have to go too. I gotta eat something, get ready for work tomorrow. But
Alright,
everybody
cool.
had a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Yeah.
Caught you by surprise a little bit?
Yeah, you
Yes, very
this
much.
cliffhanger is really cool. Has me looking forward to the next session.
Mhm.
Yes.
I could have sworn I heard the name Rodrigo before tonight.
No, I
was
just
gonna
made.
say
I
the
mean, you
same
might have
thing.
somewhere, but I just made that guy up today. So
Oh,
Oh.
really?
if
Oh,
you
okay.
did, it wasn't this guy.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I'm interested to know what happened with the weight loss and everything. How did he shrink?
Right?
Yeah. How'd he shrink it? Now he only has
Why
2
not?
arms instead of 4. Yeah.
Yeah. The new me. It's cool. All right.
All right.
All right,
Alrighty.
everybody. Have a good night.
See you guys. Have a good night, all. We're gonna stop recording now.
All right.